Dear seekers of truth, welcome to a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about sacred texts. Today, we'll dive into the dark depths of a manuscript so enigmatic, so controversial, that it has been the subject of legends for centuries. Imagine a book so large it would take two people to lift it. A book so mysterious that it's said to have been written in a single night with the help of the devil himself. A book containing knowledge so dangerous that the church has kept it secret for generations. I'm talking, of course, about the infamous Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible. But my friends, what you're about to discover goes far beyond the legends you've heard. What if I told you that this colossal manuscript isn't just a book, but a key that could open portals to other dimensions, reveal hidden apocalyptic prophecies, and expose a truth so astonishing about our existence that it has been deliberately concealed by the powers that be for centuries. In this episode, we'll unravel the darkest secrets of the Codex Gigas. We'll explore sections never before revealed to the public, analyze surprising connections with ancient pagan and alchemical traditions, and venture into theories suggesting that this manuscript could be much more than a simple book. It could be a guide to manipulating reality itself. Prepare yourselves, my dear truth seekers, because what you're about to discover will not only change your perception of sacred history, but could fundamentally alter your understanding of the universe and our place in it. The question is, are you truly ready to face the truth that lies hidden in the pages of the Devil's Bible? The Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible, is perhaps the most enigmatic and controversial manuscript in history. Created in the 13th century in the Kingdom of Bohemia, present-day Czech Republic, this colossal book has intrigued and terrified scholars and curious minds alike for centuries. But what makes this manuscript so special? For starters, its dimensions are astounding. Weighing 165 pounds and measuring 36 inches high by 20 inches wide, the Codex Gigas is the largest known medieval manuscript in the world. Its name, which in Latin means giant book, barely does justice to its imposing presence. Legend has it that it was written in a single night by a condemned monk who made a pact with the devil to complete the task in exchange for his soul. Although this story is clearly apocryphal, it raises an intriguing question. What secrets does this book contain that have led to its association with such dark forces? The content of the Codex is as fascinating as its origin. It includes a complete version of the Bible, but this is just the beginning. It also contains historical, medical, and even magical texts. Among its pages we find treatises on exorcism, alchemical formulas, and most disturbingly, a full-page portrait of the devil himself. But what really interests us today, my dear truth seekers, are the lesser-known sections of the Codex. Those pages that have been deliberately hidden from the public. Those passages that could contain unrevealed apocalyptic prophecies and knowledge that defies our understanding of reality. Why has the Church kept much of the Codex's content secret? What do they fear we might discover? The answer could be more disturbing than we imagine. Some scholars suggest that the Codex Gigas contains hidden knowledge that connects biblical scriptures with ancient pagan and alchemical traditions. This fusion of sacred and esoteric wisdom could provide a completely new vision of our spiritual history and the workings of the universe itself. But there are even bolder theories. Some researchers propose that certain sections of the manuscript could be a guide to opening interdimensional portals or invoking cosmic entities. If this were true, the Codex Gigas would not simply be a book of knowledge, but a tool for manipulating reality itself. And this is where things become truly fascinating. What if I told you there's evidence suggesting that the content of the Codex could be related to contemporary and future events? That the prophecies hidden in its pages could be unfolding before our eyes at this very moment? In the next few minutes, we'll delve into the depths of this mystery. We'll examine evidence that has been ignored or suppressed, connect dots that no one has dared to join before, and venture into territories that will challenge the limits of what we believe possible. Prepare yourselves, my dear truth seekers, for we are about to embark on a journey that could forever change our understanding of the world, history, and our own destiny. The truth is there, hidden in the pages of the Devil's Bible, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to look beyond the veil of conventional reality. Are you ready to take the next step in our journey towards the hidden truth of the Codex Gigas? My dear truth seekers, let us now delve into the deepest secrets of the Codex Gigas. Our first revelation focuses on an aspect of the manuscript that has been the subject of intense debate and speculation: the supposed apocalyptic prophecies hidden in its pages. For centuries, the Church has kept strict control over access to certain sections of the Codex. Why? The answer might lie in a series of cryptic passages that, according to some experts, contain astonishingly accurate predictions about future events. Allow me to share with you a shocking discovery. In a little-known section of the Codex, there is a Latin text that, translated, says, "When the sky weeps fire and the earth trembles under the weight of human greed, an invisible plague will arise that will unite and divide nations." At first glance, this might seem like a vague and typical prophecy. However, let's analyze it more closely. The sky weeping fire could be interpreted as a reference to the devastating forest fires we've seen in recent years, exacerbated by climate change. The earth trembling under the weight of human greed could allude to natural disasters caused by the excessive exploitation of natural resources. But most disturbing is the mention of an invisible plague that will unite and divide nations. Doesn't this remind you of the recent global pandemic we've experienced? A crisis that effectively united the world in a common effort, but also caused divisions and conflicts. This, my friends, is just the tip of the iceberg. There are more astonishing revelations in the Codex Gigas. Let's now consider another enigmatic passage. In the era of the Great Net, when men speak through the ether, a false prophet of the Golden North will arise, sowing discord with words of digital fire. This text seems to describe with chilling accuracy the era of the internet and social media. The Great Net and speaking through the ether are clear allusions to digital communication. But most intriguing is the mention of the false prophet of the Golden North. Could this refer to a controversial leader of our time, known for his blonde hair and aggressive use of social media to spread divisive messages? But there's more. The Codex Gigas not only seems to predict socio-political events, but also scientific advances that were inconceivable in the 13th century. In a section long ignored by traditional scholars, we find this cryptic passage: "Man will create life from non-life, playing God with the invisible seeds of creation." My dear truth seekers, doesn't this seem like an astonishingly accurate description of modern genetic engineering and biotechnology? The manipulation of DNA, the invisible seeds of creation, is exactly what scientists do today in laboratories around the world. But perhaps the most shocking revelation of the Codex Gigas is found in a passage that has been deliberately obscured by those who fear its power. It says, "When man reaches the stars and walks on the reddish soil of the god of war, he will discover that he is not alone in the cosmos." This prophecy seems to predict not only space exploration and trips to Mars, the god of war in Roman mythology, but also suggests the discovery of extraterrestrial life. Is it possible that the Codex Gigas contains knowledge about the existence of life on other planets, knowledge that has been suppressed for centuries? Now, my dear truth seekers, it's crucial that we understand that these prophecies are not mere random predictions. The Codex Gigas seems to contain a complex system of knowledge that interweaves astronomy, alchemy, and theology into a coherent vision of the universe and our place in it. For example, in a section dealing with alchemy, the Codex describes a process for transmuting consciousness that bears a striking similarity to modern quantum physics theories about the nature of reality and consciousness. Could it be that the ancient alchemists had an understanding of reality that we are only beginning to rediscover? But perhaps most unsettling of all is the way the Codex Gigas seems to anticipate its own role in history. My dear truth seekers, as we reflect on the astonishing revelations we've uncovered in the Codex Gigas, I can't help but feel we're on the brink of something even greater. The prophecies and hidden knowledge we've unraveled so far are just the tip of the iceberg. But before we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Codex, let me pose a disturbing question. Have you ever wondered why this manuscript has been so jealously guarded for centuries? What even deeper and more unsettling secrets might be hidden in its pages? There are rumors, my friends, of sections of the Codex Gigas that have never been revealed to the public. Pages that have been deliberately concealed even from the highest academic and religious circles. What could these pages contain that makes them so dangerous? Some suggest these hidden sections contain detailed instructions for opening portals to other dimensions. Others believe they reveal the true nature of our reality, a truth so shocking it could destabilize the very foundations of our society. And there are those who whisper about a final prophecy, a prediction so terrifying and specific about our immediate future that its mere revelation could alter the course of history. Are you prepared to venture even further into the depths of this mystery, to face truths that could fundamentally change your understanding of the world and your place in it? In the next few minutes, we'll venture into uncharted territory. We'll examine evidence that has been suppressed, connect dots that no one has dared to join before, and come dangerously close to the ultimate truth lying at the heart of the Codex Gigas. But before we continue, I must warn you. What you're about to discover might be disturbing. It could challenge everything you think you know about history, religion, and the very nature of reality. The question is, are you truly ready to take the next step in this journey towards hidden truth? My dear truth seekers, before we dive into the deepest revelations of the Codex Gigas, allow me to pause briefly to address you directly, our community of intrepid researchers. First, I want to thank all of you who have been sharing your own theories and research in the comments. Your contributions are invaluable and help us weave an ever-expanding web of knowledge. Recently, a subscriber mentioned a possible connection between the Codex Gigas and the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is exactly the kind of lateral thinking we need to decipher these ancient mysteries. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Each week we venture deeper into the hidden secrets of history, and believe me, you won't want to miss what's coming, especially considering the amazing revelations we're about to share about the Codex Gigas. Furthermore, I encourage you to leave your comments and questions. What do you think about the prophecies we've discussed so far? Do you have any alternative interpretations? Your perspective could be the key to unlocking a new level of understanding. And for those who are particularly intrigued by the Codex Gigas, I have exciting news. In our next episode, we'll explore the possible connection between this manuscript and ancient mystery schools. It will be a fascinating journey that could rewrite our understanding of esoteric history. Remember, together we form a community of truth seekers. My dear truth seekers, let us now delve into the deepest and most disturbing revelations of the Codex Gigas. What we're about to explore challenges not only our understanding of history, but the very limits of reality as we know it. In a section of the Codex that has remained hidden for centuries, we find a fascinating passage that seems to describe what we can only interpret as advanced technology. The text, translated from ancient Latin, says, "And men will see moving images in mirrors of liquid crystal, and they will speak with voices that travel through the air without visible strings." My friends, isn't this an astonishingly accurate description of our modern electronic devices? Liquid crystal displays, wireless communication. How could a 13th century manuscript so precisely predict technologies that would take centuries to develop? But there's more. In another section, the Codex speaks of men of metal who think faster than human thought. Could this be a reference to artificial intelligence and modern supercomputers? The accuracy of these descriptions is frankly unsettling. However, the most shocking revelations of the Codex Gigas go beyond mere technological predictions. In a particularly cryptic passage, the manuscript describes what appears to be a method for manipulating the very structure of reality. The text speaks of hidden doors in the fabric of the world, and provides a series of symbols and formulas that, according to some researchers, could be instructions for opening these doors. Are we talking about interdimensional portals, wormholes? Modern science is only beginning to theorize about these possibilities, and yet here they are, described in an 800-year-old book. But perhaps the most disturbing revelation of the Codex Gigas is found in a section that seems to describe the very nature of our reality. The manuscript suggests that what we perceive as reality is nothing more than an illusion, a matrix created by forces beyond our understanding. The text says, "The world that the eyes of flesh see is but a veil, a shadow projected on the wall of a cave. True reality lies beyond, invisible to those who do not know how to look." Does this sound familiar? This description bears a striking resemblance to Plato's allegory of the cave, but it goes a step further. The Codex suggests that this illusion is not a natural phenomenon, but a deliberate construction. But who or what could be behind this matrix? This is where the Codex Gigas becomes truly controversial. The manuscript speaks of beings of light and shadow that exist beyond our plane of reality. Beings that, according to the text, have been influencing the course of human history since the beginning of time. Could these beings be the gods of ancient mythologies? Or perhaps they are the extraterrestrials that modern conspiracy theorists speak of? The Codex doesn't provide a clear answer, but suggests that these beings have a plan for humanity, a plan that is unfolding even as we speak. Now, my dear truth seekers, let me share with you a final revelation, one that might be the most impactful of all. In the last pages of the Codex Gigas, we find a prophecy that seems to refer specifically to our time. The text says, "When knowledge flows like water and men walk with heads bowed before bright screens, the time of the great awakening will come. The veils will fall, the doors will open, and humanity will face the truth of its existence." Doesn't this description perfectly fit our age of information and technology? Could it be that we are on the brink of this great awakening that the Codex speaks of? But there's more. The manuscript suggests that this awakening won't be a sudden event, but a gradual process. It speaks of seeds of truth that will be planted in the minds of seekers, seeds that will germinate and grow until the truth becomes impossible to ignore. And what if I told you that you, my dear friends, could be part of this awakening? That each piece of information we uncover, each mystery we unravel, brings us one step closer to the ultimate truth that the Codex Gigas promises to reveal. But with this knowledge comes great responsibility. My dear truth seekers, now that we've unraveled some of the deepest revelations of the Codex Gigas, it's time to take a step back and contemplate the broader picture. What do these revelations truly mean for us, for humanity, and for our understanding of the cosmos? First, we must consider the philosophical implications of what we've discovered. If, as the Codex suggests, our reality is a kind of matrix or illusion, what does this mean for our concept of free will? Are we truly the authors of our actions, or are we simply following a pre-established script by forces beyond our comprehension? This idea isn't new in philosophy. From Plato's allegory of the cave to Descartes' evil demon, thinkers have long questioned the nature of reality and our perception of it. What makes the revelations of the Codex Gigas so impactful is that they seem to offer confirmation of these philosophical ideas, backed by knowledge that transcends time and space. But let's go further. If we accept the possibility that beings of light and shadow have been influencing human history, how does this affect our understanding of religion and spirituality? Could these beings be the source of the mystical and religious experiences that have shaped our cultures and civilizations throughout millennia? This idea leads us to reconsider the very nature of divinity. Are these beings gods in the traditional sense, or are they simply entities more advanced than us, capable of manipulating reality in ways that seem miraculous to us? And if so, what implications does this have for our spiritual beliefs and practices? Now, let's consider the scientific implications of the Codex's revelations. The idea of hidden doors in the fabric of the world suggests an understanding of physics that goes beyond our current models. Could it be that ancient civilizations had knowledge of the universe's structure that we've forgotten or lost over time? This possibility forces us to reconsider our narrative of scientific progress. What if, instead of a constant advance of knowledge, our history has been a cycle of discovery, loss, and rediscovery? Could it be that we're just beginning to rediscover truths that were known millennia ago? But perhaps the deepest implication of the Codex Gigas revelations is the idea of the Great Awakening. This notion suggests that humanity is on the brink of an evolutionary leap in consciousness, a paradigm shift in our understanding of reality and our place in it. What could this awakening mean for us as individuals and as a species? Will it allow us to transcend the limitations of our current reality? Will it give us access to new levels of knowledge and capabilities that we now consider impossible or supernatural? And if this awakening is imminent, how can we prepare for it? The Codex suggests that those who seek the truth will have a crucial role to play in this process. Could it be that by unraveling these mysteries, by questioning our assumptions about reality, we are in fact paving the way for this great leap in human consciousness? My dear truth seekers, these questions lead us to the very heart of what it means to be human. They challenge us to reconsider not only our understanding of the world, but also our understanding of ourselves and our potential as conscious beings. The Codex Gigas, with its prophecies and revelations, offers us a vision of a universe far vaster and more mysterious than we had imagined. My dear truth seekers, as we've explored the depths of the Codex Gigas and contemplated its cosmic implications, it's time to bring these revelations to a more personal level. How can we apply this knowledge in our daily lives? How can it change our perspective and actions? First, the idea that our reality might be a kind of matrix or illusion invites us to question our perceptions. How many times a day do we act based on assumptions we've never really questioned? I propose an exercise. During the next week, try to identify at least one belief or assumption each day that you hold about the world or yourself. Question it. Explore where it comes from, and if it truly has foundation. This simple act of questioning can be the first step towards a personal awakening. Second, the notion of hidden doors in the fabric of the world suggests there's more to our reality than we perceive at first glance. What if we began to look for these doors in our everyday life? I don't necessarily mean physical portals, but moments of synchronicity, inexplicable experiences, or deep intuitions. Pay attention to these moments. Keep a journal if necessary. You might be perceiving glimpses of a broader reality. The idea of beings of light and shadow influencing human history might seem frightening at first, but it can also be liberating. It invites us to consider that we might be part of a cosmic drama much larger than we imagine. The next time you face a challenge or a difficult decision, ask yourself, how would this look from a cosmic perspective? What choice would a being who understands the true nature of reality make? The concept of the Great Awakening offers us a powerful metaphor for personal growth. Each of us can experience multiple awakenings throughout our life, moments when our understanding suddenly expands, when we see the world with new eyes. Actively seek these moments. Cultivate the curiosity and open-mindedness that make them possible. Now, let me share a personal reflection. Since I began studying the Codex Gigas and other sources of occult knowledge, my own perception of the world has changed dramatically. I've learned to see patterns where I once saw only chaos, to perceive connections between seemingly unrelated events. This isn't always comfortable. Sometimes, the vastness of possibilities can be overwhelming, but it's also incredibly exciting and liberating. I invite you to embark on your own journey of discovery. You don't have to blindly accept everything we've discussed today. In fact, I encourage you not to. Question, explore, investigate for yourselves. Truth is not something that can be passively given or received. It's something each of us must actively discover. And finally, remember that you're not alone on this journey. Each of you, my dear truth seekers, is part of a global community of curious minds and brave spirits. Share your discoveries, your questions, your intuitions. Together we can unravel the mysteries of the universe and our own existence. So I ask you, how will you apply these ideas in your daily life? My dear truth seekers, we've reached the end of our journey through the mysteries of the Codex Gigas. But in reality, this is just the beginning. The knowledge we've explored today is merely the tip of the iceberg, a small window into a universe of infinite possibilities. I urge you not to let this exploration end here. The path to truth is an ongoing journey, and each of you has a crucial role to play in this great awakening we've discussed. First, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Each week, we venture deeper into the mysteries of the universe, and I promise you that what's coming is even more amazing than what we've discussed today. Second, share this video with those you believe are ready for this information. Remember, each mind that opens is another step towards the collective awakening of humanity. Third, I invite you to join our online community. In the comments of this video, share your own experiences, theories, and intuitions. What connections have you made between the revelations of the Codex Gigas and your own lives? What questions have arisen that still need answers? And finally, I leave you with a challenge. In the coming week, do at least one thing each day to expand your consciousness. It could be meditating, reading about a new topic, questioning a deeply held belief, or simply observing the world with fresh eyes. Then, come back and share your experiences with our community. Remember, my dear truth seekers, we're on the brink of something extraordinary. The knowledge we've explored today has the power to transform not only our individual lives, but the very course of human history. The question is, are you ready to take the next step in this cosmic journey? The universe awaits your answer. Until next time, keep your minds open and your hearts brave. The truth is out there, waiting to be discovered.